our program for the last day of our workshop. Our next presenter is Ljiljana Dekić from National Hydrometeorological Institute of Serbia. She's also a national contact point in European Center for Medium Range Weather Forecast for actually medium-range weather forecast and numerical prediction. And therefore she's, I think, the right person to be asked about European Center and weather prediction products, their availability, format, and possibility to use. So, Ljiljana, please.
Okay. Thank you. I will sit here because there are some links in my presentation, so I need to click on them to show everything that I will talk about. Branislav already told you that idea was that my talk to be something like practical presentation of what you can have from data, what kind of data, what are the formats of data, and what you can really use in your research. I mean, in 21st century, weather forecast is not what weather forecast was last year's. Focus of weather forecast now is on early weather warning or predicting of extreme weather events, as well as preparing some forecast products, especially numerical products that can be used in some other sciences in research. And I know, because I work with hydrologists, that some of the good meteorological forecast of rain is not good enough regarding resolution for hydrological forecast. The same can be in agriculture and research. So if you ask me, can I use all the data that you offer and that is available? The honest answer is I don't know. But what I know that we can try, we can test, we can check, and maybe some of the products are useful. Some of them maybe are not useful. But I think that the key word here is information, because I don't have that problem with Branislava, because she's her background is meteorology. But there's a lot of people in agriculture that really don't know what kind of data can they have and what kind of data can use. And most of the people doing research in agriculture is kind of afraid of different formats of data we are using in meteorology, and they say, okay, I give up, it's too much for me. It's not. This day is dedicated to collaboration, so if you need some data, you have to explain what you really need. You need meteorologists to say, yes, we have, or we don't have that kind of data, and then to find a way to convert all that data form that we use in meteorology to be acceptable and useful in, for example, agriculture. And why European Center? Simple answer is European Center for medium range weather focus. That doesn't mean only medium range. There is monthly, extended, and seasonal focused. That organization is independent intergovernmental organization supported by 34 states. And full member states also, they can use data, national services, but they also have some computer resources for using. And one noticed also, if you are a researcher on university in a state that is full member state in ECMWF, and I think that all of you are, you can have a token to access all the ECMWF data and forecast. I know that because Branislava and Dana also has the token. That is like a notice. You have to talk with computing representative if you're in your national service. So ECMWF is both a research institute and also operational service, producing and disseminating numerical weather predictions to member states. And I can say that it's a main source of forecast products that we are using operationally. All that data from ECMWF is fully available for meteorological service. There are some restricted data for commercial customers, for business. Oh, okay, that's usual. And there is a big amount of public data sets provided in ECMWF. And I would like to talk more about that public data sets that everybody of you can easily download from web pages. And there is always, from day to day, work on adding more and more data and forecast from different origin. And you can always download the data. There is just simple things like accepting terms and conditions for some of data sets. So public data sets cover global and regional reanalysis. For those of you who doesn't know what is reanalysis, because forecast is really a job of like chasing your tail all the time. You need more and more data in less time. But if you have enough time, if you have enough data, a good system for data assimilation, and for run of your forecast model, then you can have after some calculation a good analysis field and fields of different parameters in numerical points. That is what the global reanalysis and regional. There are some other models for regional reanalysis. Also, seasonal focus from different models, medium range focus from different models or from different origins, not only from ECMWF, and the biggest meteorological archive in the world. And what I was talking about, that is data are in GRIB and NetCDF format. If you ask me as a meteorologist, GRIB is what I like as a format, and I'm used to using GRIB in the last, more than 25 years. But last years, there is a lot of work on NetCDF, Network Common Data Form. I suppose that you heard about that, maybe you were using. They are very it's easy to work with NetCDF because it's self-describing and machine-independent format. And what you can do is to download the NetCDF data, and then you can extract the data that you need and put in a form that you can use. You probably use Excel files or things like that, and it's easy to do that. So instructions and manuals are easy to follow on the website here. There are some public data sets that I've talked about. I'm not sure. Okay, now it's better. We mentioned several times yesterday ERA 5. I will talk more about ERA 5 after that. I think that in this moment it's the most reliable data and with best horizontal resolution that you find, that you can find, and also they are publicly available. There are some other ERA data. I mean, European Center Reanalysis, that's the abbreviation is ERA. Some regional reanalysis for different models. Seasonal forecast from different, from different models. For example, if you want to see seasonal forecast from different model. Whatever, I'll give you the chance to see all the data that you can use, and maybe you will find something that is interesting for you. And back to presentation. I told you that the Meteorological Archive and Retrieval System, we call it MARS, is the main repository of meteorological data at ECMWF. In MARS Archive, you can find not only ECMWF data and not only observations, but data from other focus models and also from special projects. It is very easy to see a catalog of ECMWF Mars Archive, and it is describing step by step how you can get the data. But before you start, there's some technical questions. You have to register as a public user. I will show you the way. It's very easy. You need to install Python on your PC for simple writing of requirements and downloading. Then you have to add that Python to your environmental variable and to install pip. And I'm talking if you are a Windows user. If you are a Linux user, everything is so smooth and so easy. So my recommendation is to try to use Linux. But if you don't want to use Linux, there is a way how to install that on your PC. I installed it on my Windows laptop, and I made some screenshots like how you can do that. So it's very easy to retrieve data from Mars by using what they call ECMWF Web API or Web API. We had some problems before to get to that page, but nevertheless, I think, yes, it's here. Oops. This is the plot that shows everything that I talk about. You have authorized users, like a member of national service, and access to all data in Mars Archive, some commercial users, and this third branch is what I'm talking about is public data sets that every self-registered users can use. First that you have to do is to register as what shall I call? I made some ID with my Gmail address. Then first you have to go to registration. It's very easy, like on similar pages like that. After that registration, you have to install what they call ECMWF key. And then if you are a Linux user, it's very easy to put that on the place. Oh, it's easy to me because it's always clear where to put that file. But the same thing is if you use Windows, then you have to install ECMWF API client Python, and to put this ECMWF key in your home user, and also there are things like some tricks like how to create a file with leading dot. It's not so easy in Windows like in Linux, and it looks like this. So if you already installed Python in your command prompt, and if you put that Python in your path, in your command prompt, you will see something like this. That means that you can run Python from your PC. I'm talking about Windows PC. Then you have to copy and paste your ECMWF key in one file with the name ECMWF API RC with leading dot. Put that in your user, and after that to install ECMWF API client Python, this file. When you do that, and if you for example you went to your data set and you want to find something, for example, you are interested in ERA 5, you would like to see atmospheric model deterministic forecast. For example, analysis. We can try with the 28th of June last year, and we are going to surface. What is really parameters on the surface levels that you find? 2 meter dew point temperature, 3 meter temperature, wind component, ice, and also there are 4 temperature and soil, 4 level soil temperature, and also a lot of volumetric soil water in 4 layers. Because ECMWF model is coupled with soil model. So if we choose, for example, 2 meter temperature with what I already did for 28th of June 2017, and we'll see, we'll check availability. Is there that data? They say yes. All the data is analysis on surface level in this time steps. Okay, and again you will ask for Mars request, and what they did, what ECMWF already prepared for you is a Python script that with the content of what you really wanted and what is your requirement through the website. Parameters 167 is 2 meter temperature. So simply copy and paste this content, and then you make Python script looking like this. What I added also is some things like grid and area, because I didn't want to download global data with netcdf format, and the target is ERA5_T_NC. And after a few minutes, maybe 5, maybe 10 minutes, it depends of amount of data. After running this script, you will have your netcdf file, but on your computer. That means that you start Python script from your computer, going to Mars Archive, download required data, and then you have your data on your laptop, which is not always the case if you are going to some archive and data where it's not that easy to download the data. So if you want to look at what you really have in your netcdf file, you can install different things like software packages, like, for example, Panapply. That means that you can plot exactly what you download. This is a file that I downloaded. I did it a few days ago, but we can do it now. Also on if you have Python and other libraries that we needed, and you can easily plot that in Panapply, or you can use NC Browse. There is several software packages. All of them are free available for plotting ERA5. For plotting netcdf data that you downloaded from Mars Archive. But what I found for you people from agriculture, and I know that you are your data are mostly in Excel files. It's not a big problem to convert netcdf to Excel. One of the possibility is that netcdf extractor. There is also a price, obviously commercial. It's not very expensive, as I see. It's about 40 euros. But if you buy netcdf extractor, you don't have any problem to extract your data from netcdf and to put in Excel file. Other way is, for example, netcdf for Excel. I try to install this adds in for Excel, but I had a problem with 64 bytes machine. So if some of them have, some of you, if you have a 32-bit machine, maybe you can try to download this, because this is free. And if you know Python, and if you know to program in Python, all your problems are solved, because if you use Python, you have a model for data frame model pandas, for the data frame for analysis, for direct reading Excel files, for reading and writing netcdf file. It's not complicated, and it's always the first way is to learn Python. Second thing, that you can find somebody who already knows Python and programming Python, and ask that person to make a program for you, because if you are taking that as a obstacle, like, oh, I don't know what is netcdf, you will lose a lot of information and a lot of things that you can do with data, only because you are too afraid to start with something new. There is a lot of software that you can buy. Maybe you can find. Maybe you know somebody who can program for you in Python for using netcdf files for all the data that is available. And more about ERA 5. It combines vast amounts of historical observations into global estimates, and using advanced modeling and data assimilation system. That data assimilation system is definitely the best in the world in all meteorological services. That's why ECMWF forecast is the best in the world, with the best scores. And ERA 5 started in a few years ago, so far that ERA 5 covers period from 2008 to present, to last year, and the idea is to cover the period from 1950 to present. ERA 5 is produced using 4D data assimilation. I don't want to talk about that, but believe me, that's the best assimilation in the world. And on ECMWF integrated forecast system, IFS. That means that ERA 5 is running with all the historical observations, with the best and new integrated forecast system, and new model, and new data assimilation system. Atmospheric data are available on model levels 137, but you are probably not interested in all of that. Also for 37 pressure level model, but what is interesting for people in agriculture, that is surface level data, also containing 2D parameters such as precipitation, 2-meter temperature, top of atmosphere radiation, and some other parameters that you can probably find interesting. And I think that's this is the one of the things that you will try to understand properly. IFS is coupled to a soil model. There is a soil model in every forecast model for numerical weather prediction, and this soil model using something we call HTESL approach. And you have the parameters of surface parameters, and also for soil in 4 levels, from the surface to 2 meter in 4 levels. So horizontal resolution of ERA 5 is 31 kilometers, 30 to 31 kilometers. There is one high resolution model, and with the not so good resolution, but reduced resolution, 10 ensemble members using EDA. I didn't write this, but the outputs are every hour, so you can have hourly values of I think, hundreds of parameters in the last years from 2008 until last year. So there is also a link for catalog for ERA 5. I will not go to that link now, but you can see on my presentation. And I showed you it's very easy to download the data, and if you want to try, of course, you can always ask me or somebody in Hydrometeorological Service of Serbia. We can help you to download the data, to read the data, to extract data, and to show you how it's easy to get all that information. And yesterday, a lady from Belgium, she mentioned Copernicus.
Yes.
Yeah, the Copernicus is the European Earth observation program, and also public data sets. But this link that is here is very new. I think 1 week or maybe 10 days ago, they started to they started to put on this site a lot of things like data sets. There are some some ERA 5 or some other data. And I tried also to download the same data from ERA 5 like from ECMWF, and it is not a problem. So process is practically the same, but what I noticed that is much slower if you are using Copernicus than ECMWF, which is not well. It's not important if you have a small amount of data, but you can wait 1 minute or 2 minutes. But if you have a great amount of data, if you several years or 10 years of data, you will probably need something what is faster, and ECMWF is faster. And that's it. And because you are going tomorrow to Belgrade, and I'm not sure about the weather forecast, and I'm not sure about the sun, so you have one photo of Belgrade Kalemegdan Fortress with the sun, because if you have a big cyclone like we have on this plot on the upper left side, you never know what really happens. That means that it can be rainy, and cloudy, but maybe you will have some sun. But I'm not sure that you will enjoy good weather. So enjoy the picture. Okay, thank you.